Hi, it's Marilyn Price, and let us begin our story today. The most popular version of this story was when it became a grim tale published in the early 19th century in the Grimm brothers' first selection of stories. But the actual story goes way back farther than that and could have come from myths and legend of all sorts of wonderful varieties. But today, let us entertain you. We're going to tell us as the Rapunzel story. And it became the Rapunzel story because it's all about lettuce, sort of, and bartering, and not living up to the bargain or the deal, and all the unfair ways that we can think about. But it is a story very, very much retold and retold and retold. And of course, it changes every single time, as it will today, when I, from the Mentor Project, Marilyn Price, will retell it with you. It has a very famous line. I'm hoping that you will repeat with me. It goes like this. Not going to give anything away because you know it. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Now, as you can see, I don't have enough hair to let down. So you'll have to just pretend with me because our heroine, Rapunzel, she does. And our grim tale starts like this. Once upon a time, there was a man and a wife, and they were expecting a baby. They were very excited about it. And the wife, she really longed for a particular kind of lettuce that grew in the garden next door. The garden was totally surrounded by high fences, but she could see from her window this beautiful lettuce that in Italian is translated into Rapunzel lettuce. Now, she said to her husband, I would do anything, and it would make me so happy for some of that lettuce. And he said, I can't get it for you. The woman next door is purported to be a witch. I don't care, he said. I really want that lettuce. And after days and days of complaining and wanting that lettuce, and he so wished to please his wife, he climbed over the fence and was about to grab some of that lettuce when he was stopped by, What are you doing with my lettuce? Said the witch. Well, he explained, my wife craves it. She's having a baby, you say? Well, I crave a baby. Oh, so I'll make a deal with you. Well, he was so anxious to please his wife and so didn't trust the witch's follow-up activity that he said, okay, what is it? She said, well, you can have as much lettuce as you want, but I get the baby in exchange. Well, that was so ridiculous because how could she possibly get the baby if he was in charge of the baby and his wife all the way on the other side of the fencing? So he agreed. There you go. And she even opened the gate for him. So night after night, day after day, he came over the fence and grabbed some of the lettuce and brought it home to his wife, who ate it with a great deal of delight. Mm. Months went by, and before you know it, a baby was born. So cute. Mama and Papa immediately fell in love with her and forgot all about the promise to the witch next door. But she didn't forget. No, she did not. One day, she appeared and knocked on the door. They said, well, hello. Did you come to visit our baby? My baby? Excuse me? My baby? A deal is a deal. Oh, you didn't really mean it. Just for lettuce? You want to take our baby? Yes, I do. Well, they said no and slammed the door in her face. And she went away until that night when the witch climbed over her fence and went into their house and stole the baby. Oh. Now, If she had lived openly and honestly and didn't pretend that the baby was hers, or maybe did, would have been another story. But she wanted control of that baby. And so the witch built a tower. And there she climbed up the tower with the baby in her arms and laid the baby down on the tower. Now, every day, when she was young, the witch would climb down the tower and gather some supplies and come back up. And then she would come up the side of the tower. And that was fine. But what she did not count on was that, of course, Rapunzel would grow and grow and grow and grow until she became quite a big girl. Now the witch was getting older and older and older, and so she devised a way to help herself get up to the top of the tower to bring the supplies. When the witch went down to the tower, she told Rapunzel, climbed down the side of the tower and went into town to buy whatever she wanted, because going down was easy. It was the coming up that was hard. She would stand at the bottom of the tower and yell up to Rapunzel, 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 let down your hair. And Rapunzel, who had never cut her hair, would take her long, beautiful braid and toss it down the side of the tower. And then she would ask Rapunzel, pull me up, Rapunzel, I'm ready to come up. And Rapunzel did. She was a strong young lady. And that's the way her life went. Now Rapunzel knew nothing except the witch and the expression. The witch did teach her how to read and how to write, but she taught her that all people who came wanted something and that she should never, ever let them up. And so Rapunzel never did. Rapunzel also had a beautiful voice, and she would sing on the top of her tower. And every once in a while the witch would say, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, I'm going to town. Let me down. And Rapunzel would throw her hair down the side of the tower, and the witch would go to town. And there Rapunzel would sing. Da 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 dum. Ya da 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 dum. And that went on for a very long time. She knew no one else but the witch. Except one day, of course, who should be coming through the dark but not scary woods but a prince who had princely hair himself. And when he saw the beautiful Rapunzel, he said, well, hello. I never went through this part of the woods before, and I have no idea who you are. Oh, what are you? Well, I am a handsome prince. You are? I am, or so they tell me. And you are? Oh, I am Rapunzel. What a nice name. Reminds me of a head of lettuce. That's so silly. How do you get up into that tower? Can I come visit you? Oh, no. Why not? Oh, the witch would not allow it. The witch? Yes, the witch. She takes care of me. And I stay up here and I sing, and she brings me food, and then that's the way of my life. Well, now you better go away, because here she comes. Well, the prince went away, but not too far, because along came the witch. Oh, Rapunzel. Oh, yes. Why is your hair down here? Oh, I washed it and I was letting it out to dry. Rapunzel. Well, never you mind. Help me up here. And so she did when she heard those words. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, pull me up. And there they had a lovely visit. And the prince was listening very carefully from the other side. And then, when she decided, after one day when the prince was hiding, she said, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And Rapunzel did. Now don't let your hair stay down here. And Rapunzel didn't. She pulled up her hair and went on singing. Now, the prince had been listening very carefully, not too far away, and he knew exactly how he was now going to visit the beautiful princess, or so he thought, because she was so quite beautiful, Rapunzel. So, and this is what he did. Rapunzel? Rapunzel? Yes, it's the prince. Oh, hi. Hi, Prince. How's it going? It's going well, but I'd like to come and visit. Oh, I can't do that, but I know how to help you do that. Really, how? Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And Rapunzel did. And the prince was pulled up to the top of the tower, and there they visited. This happened every day as soon as the witch went off to the market or hunting in the woods. When they knew she was coming, he would glide down the side of their hair. She would pull it up, and so went their time together. Now, as time went by, the witch became a little suspicious, thinking that perchance Rapunzel was up to no good, but not knowing how it would happen. So the witch hid behind a bush. And when next the prince came by, she heard that he now knew how to get Rapunzel to throw down her hair. So the witch came back. She said, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And so Rapunzel did. And Rapunzel pulled her up by her long, beautiful hair. And the witch said, is something going on, my dear? And Rapunzel said, oh, no. Well, I think there is, and I think it's time for you to get a haircut. And with that, the witch took a scissors and cut Rapunzel's hair all the way off. Oh no! Oh no! No, don't. Rapunzel knew exactly what was going to happen and why her hair was going to be cut off. And she cried and cried and cried, but to no avail, for now her hair was no longer long and beautiful. But go away downstairs. So Rapunzel went and hid downstairs. And when the prince came by the very next day, when the prince came by and said, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Well, the witch, I'm coming, my love, did. And the prince climbed up Rapunzel's hair. Oh, I'm having a little trouble today, dear. Could you help me out? And so the witch hid and pulled the prince up. And the minute he got up, he said, oh no, where is my beautiful Rapunzel? I've taken care of her just as I will take care of you. And she gave the prince a mighty shove, whoosh, and he fell and bumped his head. Now, Rapunzel was quite unhappy because not only had she lost her prince, but she'd lost any way of escaping. Please, please, please let me go. I would like to find my prince and live happily ever after. No, my dear, you're not going anywhere. But now there was a problem, because there was no hair for the witch to climb down. And as she was getting old and frail, she demanded that Rapunzel hold on to her hair. and let her down so that she could go about her way. And Rapunzel, of course, did. The witch glided down Rapunzel's hair and went off to market. But Rapunzel was a clever girl, and this time she tied her hair to the bedpost just as she thought she might, and then slid down. And when she got down to the bottom of the tower, she found her prince. Oh no, what can I do to make him all right? And then Rapunzel did as often princesses and others, mommies, daddies do when someone has an owie, a boo-boo. She gave the prince a kiss on the cheek. Oh, and he immediately woke up. And when he looked and he saw that Rapunzel was there, and there they were at the bottom of the tower, they immediately looked to the right and to the left, and off they went. And perchance they lived happily ever after. And perchance not. In the grim version of our story, different things happened to the prince. But for you and for me, we're doing a little bit of a happily ever after, and mostly during. Of course, Rapunzel and her prince went to find her parents, who were delighted to be reconnected after all that time. And they went and they lived in a beautiful place where the mama and the papa had a little place of their own so that they could watch their grandchildren grow old. And perchance that's exactly what happens in another grim tale. But it certainly is what happened in ours. And as for me, Marilyn Price, and as for you, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, keeping a lock of your hair and having a lovely salad for dinner. You can watch this program and many, many, many others on the Mentor Project. Come on, let your hair down, and you too can live happily ever